Sunday, 21st of June. I'm doing that exercise, and what is supposed to happen happened. This morning, because I'm flexing a muscle that hasn't been flexed for a long time, the muscle had cramps in it. So I got a little bit more study on this also. And once the person's over 70, um, the person must take a protein 3 times a day. A younger person can take a protein 1 time a day, but an older person, because the body isn't able to, it's a window. It doesn't have a window big enough to give the muscle the benefit. And what happens if you don't give the muscle the protein, then what your body does is take energy away from the muscle. Instead of giving, it takes away. And that's not very good. So I just came to know that the person should eat a protein, like say I just ate, let's see, it was oatmeal. I just ate a meal oatmeal, so that's a nice protein, easy to digest and everything. And now I have a certain amount of time that window is open to be able to grab that protein. If I stall too much, then that window closes and I don't take advantage of the protein. So there's two factors here. You got to go ahead and take a protein 3 times a day. Over 70 years old, you have to take protein 3 times a day. Even if it's small, you have to take a protein 3 times a day. You don't have to have a real heavy protein, but 3 times a day, protein. Then after taking that protein, one has a time period where it's went into your stomach and now it's starting to go deeper. So that I'm in that place where the window is open. So I'm going to try to do this exercise once again. Okay, and this is the sitting exercise, back straight up against the wall as much as you can. And breathing, you can breathe 4-4-4. That's a gentle one. Or you can do isometric even more and try to hold it more and move the muscles more. The more you do, because I got a good result this morning. The muscle in my leg was like cramping when because I know how to move it. I wanted to see what was going on, so it was cramping. So it definitely got moved yesterday, definitely without a doubt. So here we go again. Vamos a tratar ese ejercicio otra vez, el ejercicio de sentarte en el aire para 2 minutos. Y funciona, porque esto se tiene que hacer después que comes algo de proteína. Ya después de los 70 años, la persona es obligado de comer 3 veces proteína. Tiene que ver 3 veces la proteína entrando el cuerpo. Cuando eres joven puedes hacerlo 1 vez al día porque el cuerpo está sacando la proteína todo el día. Pero para una persona de 70 hay una ventana abierta, nomás como hora o máximo hora. Y esa hora, después que comes, tienes que hacer el ejercicio. es completamente contrario porque no quieres molestar la digestión, pero en esto quiero que la proteína se usa, so esa ventana está abierta ahora. Ok, vamos a comenzar. We'll begin this. And let's see how I come out with this. Yeah, hopefully you'll be able to see me. I got it pretty well. Okay. Yesterday my knees were even shaking. Give it a little pressure, Don't let it just sit there. Give it a good pressure. Yeah. Yeah. Isometric means that you're pushing against something that really you're not pushing against. It feels like you're pushing against, like someone pushes against a wall. You're not going to move a wall, but you're pushing against. So I'm just pushing against. I'm just trying to give courage to other people to do it. Yeah, my knees are shaking a little bit already, but I'm almost finished with 2 minutes. We can go a little bit more, just to keep going. Yeah, yeah. Once you get it going, do it until it wants to shake. Yeah, just hold it as much as you can. Okay, I don't want to be brutal with my body, so we'll end it there. Oh, so it's important to know all these little details. The detail is that person over 70 has to eat protein 3 times a day. A protein that's easily accessible. Not a protein that's hard. When you eat a chapati, it has protein, but it's one of the most difficult things that you eat to take the protein out because it's covered by the gluten. And what is the problem here? Well, it's the kidney that wants the protein. Different organs, they digest different things better. And the kidney is the appropriate person to take that protein. And why is it the most appropriate thing? Because the adrenaline gland is sitting on top of the kidney. So you have just a direct thing that the kidney takes the protein, processes it, and gives it to the adrenaline gland. Now, the adrenaline gland, when examined, it can last 200 years. It's made in such a way that it is not going to get exhausted. Some people call it like adrenaline exhaustion. It can't happen. It can last 200 years. There's some other factor that's hurting. So the adrenaline gland is what helps to build the muscle. So first of all, you eat, wait about a half an hour at least after eating. your protein. And then that window is open. You do the exercise. It's the best way to do it. Yeah. And it is a little uh, little hard on the legs and everything, but it's working. Just after yesterday doing it, I can feel. Yeah. So las cosas importantes son que alguien después de los 70 años tiene que comer proteína 3 veces al día. Y una proteína que es fácil de agarrar el cuerpo. Sí, los chapatis ellos tienen proteína, pero eh, el, el chapati tiene, cuando Cristo estaba presente y ahora el chapati es 5 veces más el gluten. Y el gluten tiene la proteína adentro. No puedes sacar el gluten completamente y creer que vas a agarrar ah, proteína, no, porque están ahí juntos. Pero eh, personas de edad, la cosa más problemática es los riñones. Y los riñones, ellos quieren la proteína. El trabajo del riñón es sacar proteína. Ahora tienes una dificultad con un chapati, que el riñón no quiere soltar, sabe que hay proteína ahí y quiere trabajar hasta que lo puedes sacar. Bueno, decides y váyate a otra cosa que tiene proteína que es más fácil de agarrar. Para mí, yo no quiero ver un chapati. Es difícil para mis riñones y no lo quiero ver. Ni quiero ver un chapati. Nada hecho con esa harina. Hay harinas allá afuera que tienen menos gluten, pero mejor evito completamente el chapati. Yeah. Yeah. Your kidneys are just going to try and try and try to take the protein out of that gluten to give it to your adrenaline glands. 5 times more the gluten than when Krishna ate his chapatis. 5 times more difficult to process and take the protein out and give it to your body. I personally don't want to see a chapati. It's just too much burden on my and at this age you don't want to burden the kidneys. That's the last thing you want to burden. So for me, chapatis are out unless they're made with something else that is not so much gluten in it. There's different flours out there that you can use. Okay, espero que todo eso estaba bien. Estoy tratando de ver. Ya. Haga tu ejercicio y el músculo el siguiente día te va a doler. Yeah, I do this 3 times a day because 3 times a day I have to eat protein. So 3 times a day I do this exercise around an hour afterwards. And just to make sure that the food that I just ate isn't just sitting directly in my stomach, I do an asana, Viraj asana, where you sit on your heels. You sit on your heels and then you breathe, do a nice breathing, and that helps the food. Matter of fact, it, you may eat some food that's going to take 6 hours to go through your system. And if you sit like that 15 minutes, it'll cut it down to half, 3 hours or even less. So if you do eat, wait only a few minutes, do the Vrajasana, and then after doing the Vrajasana, then do the exercise. So lo que yo hago es que quiero confirmar que la comida que he comido no está en mi estómago haciendo nada, que se está moviendo. So yo hago una sana, Rajasana, donde te sientes encima de los heels de los pies. Heels de los pies. Yeah, te sientes encima de los heels de los pies. Y así, eso mueve la comida más para los intestinos. So yo hago eso para unos, por lo menos 10 o 15 minutos. Yeah. Y después de hacer eso, después yo sé que la comida se ha movido en un lugar apropiado para digerirlo. No sé si puedo enseñar rápido aquí. Vamos a ver. Oh, yeah. Let's see. I'll put it like this. Yeah, I'm just guessing. I hope I guessed right. Oh, my poor little knees. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. They, probably you can see it all right. Yeah, you just sit right down. And then as you're sitting there, if you want to make it stronger, you take this hand and you push these fingers into the position in your hand here. That pushes your digestive system. You know, that pushes digestive. And then this is the air. This finger is the air. So you want to get any extra air out of your stomach. Yeah, I hope you can see. So you just put this finger out and you breathe. So this one is helping in digestion, and this one's helping to move the air out. So you do that about 10 to 15 minutes, and you know that the food has moved down. The other thing you know that you don't want to lay down or anything while the food's just getting into your stomach and everything. You know, want it moving into the intestines. So that's also a good fact. Okay, espero que puedes ver. Aquí estamos sentados. Ahora, agarra la otra mano, coges estos dedos, tus dedos, y empujas ahí, ¿ok? Eso está empujando la digestión, esos dedos. Y después este dedo es el dedo de aire. Después pones el dedo, ¿ya? Y respiras. Y respiras como empujando. Y lo haces como para 10 minutos o más y sabes que ya ha entrado otro lugar. No voy a estar en conflicto con el estómago y el... Ya, no estoy en ni un conflicto. Ok, Okay, eso es todo. That's all for today on that one. Hopefully that came out all right.